Hello and welcome to the Federal. As the polling for the fourth phase comes to an end, we talk to Dr. Sandeep Shastri, Director Academics, NITTE Education Trust, and National Coordinator of Lokniti. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Shastri. So, my first question is the polling for the fourth phase of Lok Sabha is underway today, and the polling percentage is likely to be low as the past three phases. Do you think BJP should be worried with the people not coming out overwhelmingly?
There is no empirical evidence to show that low voter turnout benefits the challenger or the incumbent, or high voter turnout benefits the challenger or incumbent. I can quote to you examples of low voter turnout benefiting the incumbent and benefiting, in other cases, the opponent. So I would not assume that a decline in the voter turnout is bad news for any one party. Yes, it does indicate a lesser quantum of interest among the voters about the election. That I think we can definitely say that compared to the 2019 election, there is much less visible excitement about the election. And I think a corollary point which can also be made is this election does not necessarily see any major wave across the country for either side. So in that way, it's a very, on the surface, it looks to be a very, it looks to be an election which is not evoking too much of interest or excitement, and that to a certain extent could explain lowered voter turnout. The other point I'd like to make is we are comparing voter turnout with the 2019 elections. 2019 was a very exceptional election for various reasons. And therefore, you had a relatively high turnout in that particular election. So, if you compare this voter turnout with turnouts in certain other previous normal elections, it actually compares quite well in terms of being similar. So, only because we use 2019 as a reference point, there may be a tendency to believe that there is a lower voter turnout this time.
So, the end of four phases also means the general elections in all the southern states gets completed today. Do you think BJP will be able to end its north-south divide as promised by Prime Minister, or it has a long way to go?
Now, you are right in saying that after today, the elections in all the states south of the Vindhyas would be completed. But I'll take it a step further and say not only the entire south would have completed its voting, 22 states of the country would have completed their voting by end of today, which leaves very few states where voting would still need to be done. Now, to your main question, yes, this time around the BJP was very keen to make a mark in the south. Last time around, out of the 130 seats in South India, the BJP had 129, and an ally of the BJP had won one seat in Tamil Nadu, the Anna DMK, which is like a strike rate of around 22% in the south, compared to 87% to 90% in the northwest and the central part of India. So very clearly, this time the focus was on trying to improve its performance in the south. And when you talk of the south, I would classify it into two. Karnataka and Telangana, one category, because in Karnataka, the BJP has already come to power on a few occasions in the state. And since 2014, they have generally done very well in Lok Sabha elections in the state. So the BJP is very much hoping for Karnataka. But the challenge in Karnataka is this time they are contesting as many seats as they won last time. They won 25 last time. They are contesting 25 this time. So if they have to retain their old record, they have to get 100%, which seems a little challenge. And this time around, we are seeing in Karnataka a two-pronged challenge which the BJP faces. I would even say now a three-pronged challenge. First, a challenge from the Congress, which is in power in the state and wants to make the entire election a local election by focusing on the guarantees that they have tried to implement the last 1 year. Challenge number two, the BJP has serious internal contradictions in Karnataka, and that is something which is also worrisome for the party. And third, the embarrassments which have been created by its alliance partner, the JDS. Now, I think all these three factors are weighing heavily on the BJP and raises questions as to whether they can actually retain their last time's figure. In the neighboring state of Telangana, there is literally a direct fight there too between the Congress and the BJP. And both are hoping to increase their numbers because last time the BRS got a majority of the seats. So there is a direct competition between the two. The Congress hopes, because you have just had an election recently there, they are hoping that the honeymoon effect is still there and they would continue to get the support of the voters, and the BJP is making a strong effort. So Karnataka and Congress are two states which the BJP is heavily relying on for those numbers to be better. And as I said, they will definitely, I think, go up in Telangana because last time they had 4 seats, so they will definitely try to get more. The challenge in Karnataka is that they already had 25 seats, and being able to retain those itself is a problem. So that's one part. If you look at the other 3 states, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala, last time the BJP did not win a single seat in all these 3 states. In Telangana, this time the alliance with the BJP, with the TDP and Janasena could well help them. They are contesting 4 seats. So they are hoping for at least half those seats to be won by them. In Kerala, they have still to break into the competition between the LDF and UDF. I have a reason to believe both in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu, the BJP is likely to increase its vote share. But will that vote share increase lead to seat share is a big question mark. Vote share will surely go up, but will that translate itself into seats is a big question mark. In Kerala, they could well open their account, but do little more than that is my own reading of the situation. And in Tamil Nadu, they have a unique challenge. Anna DMK and DMK have led alliances in Tamil Nadu since the 1970s, and they have got between 70 to 98% of the vote in every election since then. Now, what the BJP is doing is there is another alliance which has been created under their leadership, and they are trying to break into the competition, hoping to push back the Anna DMK and make the main competition between the DMK and the alliance they lead. Now, that is their plan. Here again, I think they will surely increase their vote share, but will that vote share translate itself into seats? I think again is a big question mark. They could well open their account in Tamil Nadu, but will it really be significant numbers is a big question mark. It could well be a few numbers, and I would say what they gain in Andhra and Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and Kerala and maybe Telangana maybe help them offset their possible losses in Karnataka and gain a few extra seats in the process.
So BJP has opposed reservation for Muslims in Telangana and Karnataka, but its own alliance partner, the Telugu Desam Party, is supporting it. How do you look at this contradiction at the time of voting?
See, the BJP strategy on alliances is very interesting. And this is not just here, it's across the country and from 2014 onwards. Wherever they have a limited presence, they have allied with a senior partner and gone into the polls. And over time, like in the case of Maharashtra and to a certain extent in the case of Bihar, over time, and in the case of Punjab, over time you have overtaken the junior partner and yourself become the senior. Overtaken the senior partner and yourself become the senior partner. This clearly is the strategy in Karnataka, where you had the BJP having an alliance with the JDS, basically realizing that Congress is the chief opponent. And if we bring together all forces against the Congress together, it works to their advantages, the strategy that they came up with. In Andhra, to gain a toehold on Andhra, it required to be in alliance with the TDP, and therefore the alliance with the TDP. In Telangana, they believe that we have enough strength and steam to go on our own, and therefore the no pressing need to actually have an ally there. In Tamil Nadu, given the stronghold of the two Dravidian parties in the competition there, the BJP felt they could lead a third alliance which has certain regional parties. And as I said earlier, offset the Anna DMK and emerge as the key opponent of the main party. I think in Tamil Nadu, it's clearly a long-term plan that they have and not immediate just about the 2024 elections. And similar is the strategy to a certain extent in Kerala.
So BJP has used meat and fish eating as a campaign issue in North India. But these issues were not raised in election campaign in southern states and in states like West Bengal, Assam. Do you think this duplicity in campaign strategy will impact BJP's election performance in these states?
You see, given the diversity that this country has, even in the past elections, you will notice the BJP as well as the other parties, including mainly the Congress, have been using different strategies when they go from state to state. Now, in the north, the focus on meat eating, I think, is also linked to their larger BJP focus on Hindutva in the north and the whole benefit that they are hoping from the Ram temple construction in the north. So I think in that sense it plays out together as a unique alliance of factors. Hindutva, Ram Mandir, and protest on or talking about eating meat. Now, in the south, given the fact that meat eating and fish eating is commonplace in many of the states of this region, and given the fact that the strategy of the BJP in the south has not been so much focused exclusively on Hindutva as in the north, here it is much more about the leadership and governance and something which the BJP revels in doing, attacking the opponent. See, there are strong regional parties in each of these states, and BJP has always been greatly energized when it has an opponent to deal with and is able to attack an opponent, and that they have found to a certain extent that has been possible in the south. In most of the states of the north, they themselves are in power in the state, so there is no opponent to fight against in that sense in the state. So therefore, you use other strategies to be able to garner public support. Whereas in the south, you do have the Congress and regional parties in power, and therefore the BJP goes back to its old game plan of using the election as a target or as a way to target the parties in power. So that, I think, is the strategy which the BJP increasingly uses in the south, as also in the east of the country, where you have two powerful regional parties in power in Odisha and in West Bengal. Exactly similar strategy seems to be playing out there also.
So my last question is, Muslim reservation issues of meat eating and fish eating threaten to divide the NDA. But these are not the only issues. NDA partners in Northeast are also annoyed about implementation of CAA and Uniform Civil Code. Do you think BJP will find it difficult to create a balance within NDA?
Now, again, I go back to where would they like to emphasize which issue and where would they like to place an issue on the back burner. If you see the party's campaign in the Northeast, they have been focusing on how they have brought development to the Northeast and visibility to the Northeast. And issues like the CAA and issues like the consumption of non-vegetarian food is not so much part of their agenda there, because they realize that that could have uh, negative implications for them. That's why I say, depending on the state, the particular agenda is focused on. In fact, I must draw your attention to when we had the last assembly elections in Assam, and the CSDS Lokniti did a post poll in Assam around the time just after the elections got over. And we found it very interesting that at one level, there were a segment of society which were opposed to the CAA. But it was also that same people, a large chunk of them, who said we are voting for the BJP. You see? So there was that distinction that yes, we oppose this measure, but then when we look at the ground and see who is it we would like to vote for on the ground, the vote then goes to the BJP. So I think there is no, I mean, when people decide on who to vote for or which party to vote for or which leader to vote for, I think there are various range of factors that play in their mind. And when they are standing in front of that EVM and deciding which button to press, you really don't know what are the issues in the front and which are what we sometimes call the key issues. Have they actually gone to the back burner?
Thank you for your thoughts, Dr. Shastri. It was a pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure.